It's a huge date in Big D as the Orange and Blue look for a win against another one of the league's top teams. We get you set for the Oilers and the Stars on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Good evening, everybody. This is the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, live on location at Boston Pizza, 170th Street. Tom Gazzola, Shawn, Belle with you. We will be here all night long. We hope you can come join us. Kelvin is already here, and hopefully many more are on their way. It is the Oilers, it is the Stars, it's Tom Gazzola, it's Shawn, Belle, and Benny Thomson back at EST Global HQ. We'll be joined by Leah Asimakopoulos from the Dallas Morning News a little bit later on in the program. And boy, oh boy, a lot of people anticipating this game, Bellsy, because the Oilers beat the Colorado Avalanche the other day. Why not make it two in a row against two of the league's best teams? Second winning streak of 3 games or more in the season is also on the line.
These games are very important. It's a great test because you go into Colorado, you beat the Colorado Avalanche. It's not like the Avs played a bad game. They played well. The Oilers played well. So when you think about it, and I think this is why there's maybe a bit of a renewed sense of
optimism. There's a lot of that.
Because you went in and you went toe-to-toe with one of the big dogs, with one of the juggernauts of the league, and you came out ahead.
They certainly did. Ben Thomson, have you noticed all the positivity coming out of oil country the last couple of days?
100%. It's been nice because I feel like it's a lot of this year has been negative. But I mean, if I don't think it's this positive if it's not the win. If it didn't go down the way that it did. If the Oilers, Connor Ingram played all of the game against Colorado and just stoned them and bailed them out for a win, I think people are going, oh, good for Ingram, but this team clearly can't compete with Colorado. But it's the fact that they beat Colorado and Vegas and held their own and were the better team in both games, which is a great sign to see, obviously. So, I mean, you're going to have your hands full again tonight with the Dallas Stars, but you've shown the past 2 games that you can win a game like this against this level of competition. So we'll see if they do it tonight.
They've also gotten their asses kicked by the Dallas Stars earlier in the season, just like they did against the Colorado Avalanche, but they totally redeemed themselves. We have not seen the Stars since late November. Maybe this is a different Oilers team. Let's not kid ourselves. A bunch of new players since then, and we'll see if they can continue to build off that huge victory on Tuesday. And, of course, the Oilers did beat the Vegas Golden Knights to start this road trip. So far, so good, and maybe 3 in a row. And we're talking about an Oilers team that looks like a contender again. Let's wait and see. Big game tonight. Huge test. All right.
Test.
GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. Turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Big thank you to them partnering up with us. Cam and his crew over at GCL Diesel. Fantastic as always. And then, of course, we want to hear from the nasties and everybody listening. iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. If you're watching on YouTube, get at us. Text line 780-218-9999. And if you're listening, or if you're on the nasty chat on YouTube, keep it civil.
Keep it classy.
You were getting a little frustrated with the nasty chat, were you?
I don't know.
Okay. Just trying to push buttons.
Like we're trying to push Tony's buttons?
Tony's been trying to push our buttons.
He has. He actually sat here. He stood here. I thought it was sitting because of his size, but he was actually standing here, surprisingly. And he was going at you for quite some time.
It almost felt like Tony, 20, I'm putting together the show lineup
minutes
here.
Yeah. Just chirps.
Yeah, it's Chirp City. Little birds.
Little
birds
wild.
Chirping. Yeah. Tony, gracious as always with prizing. We've got some great prizes. There's a bunch of, and I said to him, like, I don't know, Tony, too soon? Has the wound healed? Bunch of Team Canada, Canada, Go t-shirts, courtesy of Boston Pizza and Molson. And then I see a couple of toques. I see some socks. I believe the socks and the toques are from Wisers. And then the grand prize. Do you want to grab it?
Yeah, sure.
There's also $25 GCs to Boston Pizza right here, 170th, 90th Ave, right across the street from West Edmonton Mall. And then Belzy's grabbing the grand prize. I'm going to describe it to those that are listening, but there you go, Belsy. Hold it up. This is it. It's one of those, So Tony texted this to me earlier. You like that? It's a bit of a throwback.
It is.
That old like 90s, mid-90s style, right? And it's Oilers on the back. You got the logo there. It's an orange like pullover jump suit jacket type of thing with the hoodie. It's bright. It's nice. I could see a lot of Oiler fans loving to wear that to a game on a brisk spring night.
Yeah, that would be. It reminds me, and I think you might have said it, but I wasn't really paying attention because I was trying to be Vanna White. But
you did a great job.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those starter jackets back in the day.
The same type of look.
Yeah.
And those are very popular right now. So there we go.
That's one of the better ones that I've seen.
It's bold.
It's very good.
Yeah. So that's going to be the grand prize tonight here at BP 170th. Come on down. Take advantage of game day specials of $5 off medium pizzas, $1 off tankards of Molson and Coors. And then also like all those $25 GCs, those T-shirts, the toques, the socks, and the grand prize, the jacket. The
a little
Oilers
surprised they don't have a Daniel Jones jersey. I mean, he is
that boy is cashing in, yeah.
$100 million man.
Yep.
So a little bit shocked by that, but I mean, hey, here we are.
It's all good. It's all good. One day. Benny, do you have a question of the night for us before we get into lineups and game changers?
Yeah. So before we get into that, I wanted to talk about the goaltending, and this is going to lead to my question of the night. With Tristan Jarry starting, what is your reasoning as to why the Oilers are starting Tristan Jarry tonight? Because Connor Ingram is healthy and he's backing up tonight, but they gave Jarry the game against Dallas. Why is that? I want to hear the Nasty's response to that.
Take it first.
Yeah, sure. I think he's starting because he did a great job in relief when Ingram went down. If you think about, I guess for face value, you would suggest that he should be the number one based on his money.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not based on his play, his money. And I do think that they're trying to go with a bit of a tandem, and they want to try to get guys going. And you had Ingram play against Colorado, who some would suggest is the better team. So he got the big time matchup, the big time responsibility. And now you're going to go to Jarry and you're going to say, hey, Jarry, we want you to now also carry some of the mail and get your game going. And based on how you came in, it looked like you kind of did.
Yeah.
So we're going to say, okay, let's see what you can do. And hopefully you can have the same kind of outing as you did against the Avalanche in the back half of the game.
I'm encouraged by that 20-36 that Jarry played the other night against Colorado. Encouraged, which is good.
Yep.
Curious to see how he performs tonight. There was the discussion, and listen, I'm open to it. There was the discussion, hey, you give Jarry to the Stars because that's going to be a tough game, and then you make sure you have your best guy in net against the Blues. So you make sure you get that win on Friday in the back-to-back scenario. That was one thought that was floated out there, and I to me, sure, okay, if that's the way you want to play it, fine. We know goalies and all the tandems benefit teams most right now in the NHL.
Yep.
So you need to have both guys engaged and playing well. But the other thing too, I'm curious about is if they're giving Ingram, and this could be part of the reason, if they're giving Ingram just another day of rest.
Yeah, it could be that too. It's precautionary.
Yeah.
So make sure that he's all good, and hopefully he's rolling down the stretch. I mean, there's numbers of different ways and reasons as to why they give another guy the game, but I do think that his game was pretty good in his 20 minutes. I think you said that he did play.
Yeah.
So he had a great stretch there. He came in, and it's a hard, when you're in that particular spot and both teams are the flying around the ice. You see a guy get hurt, and then you have to come in relief when you're cold. That's a hard situation to be a part of, especially against the Colorado Avalanche, who are not, they've got tons of firepower.
Yeah.
They're
what's
not
their
short on
weakness?
it. Exactly. Yeah. And so I just thought he played a really good game, and, there's no point in rushing back Ingram if you feel that there's something there. you might as well put in Jari because of his the way he stepped in, and then go from there. So
that's exactly what I think is the case. I feel like they've been trying to find Jari when he's most confident to give him a run.
Yep.
And we just haven't seen his confidence up to the right standard for a while now, basically since his injury. He hasn't been a confident goaltender. We've seen that. So you threw him in a situation where he wasn't supposed to play. He comes in and he plays pretty solid for you against the best team in the NHL. You would think his confidence has been its highest it's been since the injury. Try to build off of that against another good team. Because what happens if he wins today? Then we're talking about Tristan Jarry saving the day against the Colorado Avalanche and then beating the second best team in the NHL, the Dallas Stars. So, yeah, 100%. And then if he loses, okay, well, he wasn't that confident before anyway, and now you have your best goalie against a team that is worse in the St. Louis Blues, where you're hoping you're going to capitalize on playing a weaker team. Points. So, I actually really agree with the decision making from Knobloch today to go with Jarry. I'm a fan of it.
Let's see if it works. All right. Let us know your thoughts. 780-218-9999. Jack and Dax in the nasty chat says, not sold on the snake oil. Okay, if Ingram goes into the game anyway, what's the difference?
I don't think he's going in the game unless he gets hurt.
Yeah. Or unless Jari gets shelled and things are so bad that he has to go in out of just mercy. Vincenzo texting in. Hola, Vincenzo, or I should say buongiorno. Says, afternoon, Tommy, Bellsy, and Benny. Let's hope for a big W here for our guys. Let's go, Oilers. Mike outside of Edmonton says, Knobloch clearly planned it this way. Didn't matter what happened the other night. Entirely possible, yeah.
Very, very possible.
Butski says, Leah, awesome. Makopoulos, just heard her interview on Jeff Perlman's podcast. Yeah, Leah's fantastic, and we're glad that she's a friend of the station and joins us on the pre and post or pregame shows. Safety Bob says, this will be a good reality check for the Oilers. They showed they could hang with one of the best the other night, but in my opinion, Dallas will be the team to beat come playoff time. Third and fourth line need a big game. Can't always rely on McDavid and Draisaitl. 4-3 Oil. Pods with 2, says Safety Bot. I like it.
Ooh, I like that.
Keep those coming in. Podkolzin's been playing really good. Let's see how he plays again tonight. He's an honest player. He's been very solid for this team and a great middle six player.
I was just going to say,
I caught the look. No,
but then you had to go change it. You didn't want it. You didn't want it, did you?
All right, let's get the starting lineups, and then we're gonna get to game changes. I know when people are expecting it. So we're just having some fun here. All right, starting lineups for the Oilers: McDavid, Nugent-Hopkins, and Hyman. Draisaitl between Podkolzin and Roslovic. Dickinson centering Savoy and Kapanen. Szymanski between Adam Henrique, who returns to action, and Trent Frederick. Henrique on the wing. I think they're better suited with Henrique on the wing. He's not as quick anymore.
Yeah, I think he does a good job.
Look at this jersey.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
There we go. There you go, Bryce. Attaboy. Looking good. Is that a Belle 45 Oilers jersey? Saw him score just a
throwback.
A little sniz at the Shoresy Classic.
Man.
Yeah, well done. Combine crew has arrived here. Very good to see them. On defense for the Oilers, Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Emberson, Wallman with Murphy. For the Stars, Wyatt Johnson between Jason Robertson and Maverick Bourque, Matt Duchene between Sam Steele and Jamie Benn, Justin Hertzkovian between Michael Bunting and Adam Ernie, former Oiler. Arttu Huru doesn't look like that way when you read it. He will center Oscar Back and Colin Blackwell. On defense for Dallas, Arttu Huru. But it looks like Hi-Rai. Yeah. Essa Lindell with Miro Heiskanen. Yeah. Thomas Harley with Nils Lundqvist. Leon Bischel with Tyler Myers. That third pairing, both guys are sequoias, as you like to say.
Yes. They that's a good lockdown deep pair.
Huge human beings. Your starting goalies for tonight, we were talking about it. Tristan Jarry, the 30-year-old, 16-8-2 on the year, 325 GAA, 880. 8 save percentage, 2 shutouts in 28 games this season. Jari versus Dallas lifetime 2-2-2 record, 238 goals against average, 910 save percentage in 6 games against Dallas. And then Jake Ottinger at the other end of the rink, 27-year-old, is 26-10-1 with sorry. I had the Oilers deep pairings wrong.
Oh,
my bad. It's Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Murphy, Wallman with Stasny. Whoever pointed that out, Jack and Dax, sorry. I had them from last game. I didn't update them. I was whipping through. Somebody was talking to me while I was doing show prep.
who was?
Tony.
Oh, yeah, Tony.
Yeah. So I didn't do. Sorry. Thank you for catching that.
I was like, I didn't
Jack and
talk
Dax.
to you. I was taking care of stuff.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Ottinger.
That Tony, I tell you.
He was chatty. Sorry. Ottinger, 6-3-1, 282 GA, 905 save percentage, 1 shutout in 10 games against Edmonton in his career. That gets us to the Say the Reed Sport Medicine Injury Report. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach. Trusted by the best in the game at Say the Reed Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today. www.saythereedsportmed.ca or call 780-460-9977. Ty Emberson, we suspect upper body. You saw him take a few hits the other night in Colorado. He is out. Colton Dock, upper body as well. He looked like he was hunched over after some physical play. They have both made their way back to Edmonton, it sounds like. Curtis Lazar, IR, arm. Matthias Janmark, LTIR, shoulder, did have surgery done for the year. As for Dallas, Mikko Rantanen, IR, lower body. Rope Hintz, lower body. Radek Faksa, IR, lower body. Tyler Seguin, IR, done for the season. Knee. That is your Say the Reed Sport Medicine Injury Report. Go see them.
Very impressive that they're doing it. They're doing what they're doing without those guys in lineup.
And I know, and we're going to have to ask Leah about that. Visit saythereedsportmed.ca or call 780-460-9977. All right, let's get into Game Changers with Bellsy. Brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Damon Bunting has been a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. Community-driven. He understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, damonbunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Number 1, Big D gone streaking.
They gone streaking. Dallas is an unbelievable team, and we just mentioned it, where we said it's surprising that they're playing as well as they are, given the fact that there's so many guys out. Yeah, but that just shows, it gives you a testament to what their depth is like, what some of the other guys in their lineup are like, and going 12-0-1 right now in this stretch is unbelievable. So you've got a team that is playing well. They're locking things down. They're not giving up very much, and they're great at home. This is a big test. This is a big test.
At home.
Yeah, they're 27-4. They weren't obviously as good as Colorado was at home, but they do a really good job at home. So you've got a massive test, and you can't go in. And I said it on the last show that we had, where we can turn around and be fans in media and say, hey, it's good enough to be 1-1 after you're done this game. But for the Oilers, you're taking on another top team in the NHL. You're taking on another top team in your conference, and you got to make sure that you can showcase what you actually are. And so this is a massive test against a team that is playing lights out. So we look back at their record and we said it's 12-0-1 their last 13. I mean, they don't look like they have a ton of holes.
No, even though they have those injuries like you're talking
Even though
about.
they have those injuries. And it makes you wonder, what are they going to be like when some of those guys come back into the lineup? But right now, Gullickson's got these guys rolling.
27-4 on home ice this season. Absolutely insane. They've won their last 2. I think they had a shootout loss to Colorado. Yeah, that was the lone blemish on this little streak that they're on, where they're 12-0-1 in their last 13. So let's see how it goes tonight for the Orange and Blue. That was point number 1 of Game Changers. Big D gone streaking. Point number 2 with Bellsy. Juggernauts.
You just played against one of the big boys, the big boy in the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche. You brought your game. You end up walking out of Colorado with a victory. Now you're going to Big D. And you got to, once again, show what you're made of. You got to leave your best in that particular arena, because these are all massive tests. We've still talked about, at the end of the last show, we talked about, hey, there's still teams chasing the Oilers. And if the Oilers give up any ground or they give up points, well, those teams are right there. And they're not giving you an inch. So you got to be able to capitalize on these particular games. And if you feel that you are a contender, well, then you got to go out and you got to prove it. You have to play that type of game, and you got to go into buildings against teams like Dallas, against teams like Colorado, and walk away with a victory. And so right now, you have the opportunity to do it. I think they have the makeup to do it. They're playing well. They look like they've become better defensively, and maybe some of the adjustments that they're making, some of the new additions that have come to their team. It's going to be a great hockey game.
Benny, sorry, do you want to jump in on that?
Yeah, I mean, this is huge, obviously, for the Oilers, because, I mean, the Stars are missing Ranson and Hintz, and some people who are haters are going to go, if the Oilers win, are going to go, oh, well, they were missing this guy and this guy. You should have beat them. But, look at the Dallas Stars and the stats you've brought up there, Tom.
You can't even say that.
You can't even say that
right now.
They are a ridiculously good team, well coached by former Oilers assistant coach in Glenn Gulletson, who I know Knob had some great words for him earlier today. This is the top of the top, and I've said that. I mean, they are eventually. At what point is it just going to be their time to win a Stanley Cup? Because they've been right there knocking on the door for a while now. Been one of the best teams in the NHL for a couple of years. Western Conference Finals, they seem like they can't get over the hump. I think that benefits the Oilers, though, because they've walked into this arena and have had some decent success in their past here, especially in the playoffs. So
in the playoffs, especially, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So we'll see if it comes to light tonight. But this Dallas Stars, man, I don't care if they're missing Ransom and Hintz, dude. They're still a scary good team, and I'm excited to see how it all plays out.
Edmonton 4-5-1 in their last 10 regular season visits to Dallas, which is slightly better than the last couple of decades, because Edmonton is 12-38, 3-2, 3 overtime losses, 2 ties all time in Dallas since they moved from
I do find that the Oilers, the Stars are actually a good matchup for the Oilers. They play similar styles of hockey. They're not as physical as other teams in the division, in the conference, like the Minnesota Wild, which is a very tough matchup for the Oilers for whatever odd reason. It's been like that for years. So I do think that you're going to see a really good game. I think you're going to see the Oilers. I personally think the Oilers are going to win this. That's just me saying that. But I do. But the reason I'm saying that is because I think stylistically it's a good matchup.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing.
The last few years, the last few years in the playoffs, I'm not sitting here going to tell you that it was easy, but it looked easy.
Last year they TCB'd.
Yeah.
Took care of business.
So different team, different year. I get all that stuff, but the cores of the team are still the same.
Yeah.
So stylistically, I think it's a really good matchup for the Edmonton.
This is getting way ahead of ourselves, but how much of a difference if these two teams somehow meet in the playoffs again this year will Glenn Gulletson being on the other side make?
I think it'll make a difference, but what I said on the hangout yesterday is that the Oilers still have Draisaitl. They still have McDavid, and the Stars don't have an answer for that. Heiskanen's a great defenseman, but at the end of the day, you still have arguably the 2 best players in the world. We'll just say they're 2 of the top 5 players in the world. You don't have an answer for that. So if the rest of your teams or your lineup can basically go, equal, well, then you're going to go and you're going to say, well, the big boys are going to be the game changers, and that's what has happened in the last few years. And then, you can see that potentially again if they meet up in the playoffs.
Pennis Pancakes agrees with you. Go ahead, Benny. Sorry.
I wonder for both sides. I wonder how the matchups are going to be tonight because they're missing Ranson and Hintz. Gaz was talking on Reed's show earlier about how you can throw Dickinson now on a top power or a top first line, and you can kind of tell Dickinson, hey, go try to slow down these guys, and you're freeing up McDavid and Draisaitl from those star end guys. I wonder if, because the Oilers are on the road tonight, so the Stars will be able to choose their matchups. I wonder if they're just going to go top end on top end, or if they'll take the Dickinson, try to shut down their top line. I'm very curious to see how those matchups go tonight because of the depleted Stars, I would say, from the Dallas Stars. No problem.
I know those.
Yeah.
I get you. Okay, go ahead. You want to dive into
just
the
quickly,
inbox?
in the inbox, it doesn't have a name to it, but it says, boys, love the banter. Just remember, Edmonton beat Colorado by 1 goal, had a 5-minute power play, and they lost their best player. You didn't play Colorado at their best.
That's valid. Yep. I'm not denying that, but there's a lot of positivity from that win over the Avalanche.
It's valid.
Okay.
And yes, you had a 5-minute power play. Didn't really accomplish a whole lot on that particular power play, but at the end of the day, everybody goes, well, did you get the win? And they got the win. It doesn't matter if the Colorado Avalanche were at full strength. It doesn't matter if the Dallas Stars are at full strength. Well, guess what? It hasn't mattered for them. They're 12-0-1 in their last 13 games. It is what have you done for me lately, and it's next man up. So here we are.
Snot out of everybody.
Yeah, you're still winning games.
All right, really quickly, because Leah's standing by, we got to get to point number 3 of Game Changers, brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Good Jari.
Well, he came in. He did a great job in a mop-up role. He closed the game out. He made some big saves. He looked confident. He looked composed in the net. And if the Oilers are going to win this particular game, you need to have Jari playing that exact same game. I don't think he needs to go out and steal the game by any stretch of the imagination, but he needs to make the saves that are there and available to him and not give up, one of those blunders where it kind of is a backbreaker to your team. So, hopefully we see a good Jari because he did have a very good outing, like we just said, and here we are.
All right, that is Game Changers with Belzy, brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Tristan Jari, quick refresher, 2-2-2. Lifetime versus Dallas, 238 goals against average, 910 save percentage. All right, real quick before we bring in Leah, we'll go to the game day odds check. Brought to you by Play Alberta. When you play in Alberta, it stays in Alberta, safe and secure. The revenue generated from Play Alberta is redirected into Alberta's General Revenue Fund, which is used to support programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. Your money line for tonight: Edmonton plus 109 Dogs. Dallas at minus 128 on home ice. The over-under is set at 6.5. The over at minus 143. We're expecting a lot of goals tonight from Play Alberta. And then the under at plus 107. If you do decide to put a little sprinkle on the game, Play Alberta likes to remind everyone, use your game sense. All right, Tom Gazzola, Shawn, Belle, live on location. Boston Pizza, 170th Street, right across the street from West Edmonton Mall. The Nasties showing up in the early evening. Should be a fun night here. Lots of prizes to be given away, lots of gift certificates, and take advantage of game day specials. We'll be here all night long. Benny will slide in as well. He's got some buddies coming with him, so it should be a full lounge here. They're going to have the simulator going. $20 per hour, best rate in the city. Curtis was telling me it was date night on the simulator.
Really?
Very cute.
Benny?
Oh, very cute. Benny, who did you bring?
Whoa! I didn't bring anyone.
Did you bring anybody?
I didn't. No, I did not. No.
Why not?
Okay, well
I haven't had a date, Billy. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, what's Mackenzie doing?
Mackenzie?
Did I say Mackenzie?
Kennedy.
Oh, my bad. I can't keep track of you, Benny.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, me neither. All right, let's bring in Leah Simakopoulos. Oh, hi, Leah. Welcome back. We're having some fun here. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Good. We're just razzing our producer like we like to do. He's a young buck and he's a man about town. So, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I hope it wasn't too bad.
Too much.
All right, Leah, you caught some of the end of Game Changers. We're talking about Tristan Jari. We're talking about how good the Dallas Stars have been recently. And we obviously can't overlook their injuries, but how would you sum up this 13-game stretch where they're 12-0-1 and they seem to be cruising right into the postseason?
Yeah, very much so. It's I think it's been a little surprising because they had the Olympic break in the middle of this 13-game point streak. And last time the Stars went on a break for the holidays, they came out and I think lost their first 6 or so games. So they were worried that would happen again. And it's been pretty much the opposite. They're pretty close to tying their franchise record of consecutive games earning a point, and they've been scoring. The power play has been outstanding. It's just been consistency for them, and they're without Rope Hintz and Mikko Rantanen right now. So kind of hard to define why it's going so well for them, especially without 2 of the guys on their top line and top power play unit. But their gullies pushing the right buttons right now, and they need it to keep pace with Minnesota and Colorado.
Yeah, and that's kind of the question I was going to ask as a follow-up is that, with 2 such important guys out of the lineup, is there something that they've done, I guess, from a system standpoint to get the most out of their players and to continue on this hot run? Because usually you don't see, like, when teams lose their top guys like that, you see a bit of a dip. But these guys haven't had a dip in any way, shape, or form. They've actually played better hockey without those guys in the lineup. So is it something that, hey, I know that Gulletsen's pushing the right buttons, but have they changed anything to help maximize their roster?
It's been a lot of just getting more from guys who really weren't having to do as much early in the season, and them just kind of stepping up at the right times. A lot of focus has been on Justin Ritzkovi, and he's their rookie who barely made the roster out of camp, and he's been playing over 20 minutes a night, scoring. Pretty physical guy for only like 5'10", 5'11", playing on the power play, playing on the penalty kill. He's been a really good example of just what they've gotten out of their depth. And I think that you're seeing just kind of a different Dallas Stars team. And when Gully came in, he said, like, 1% more. We want this to be a more physical team. That's never really been what Dallas has been. But when you lose some of your skill guys like Hintz and Rantanen, they've been kind of tapping into that philosophy a little more, and they're playing a little more physical style of play than we've ever seen, and it's been working. And when you've got basically 3 kind of bottom 6 lines rolling right now, you kind of have to do that. So it's been interesting to just see the differences, but I think that they're embracing it, and they think they're going to get Hintz and Rantanen back right before the playoffs. So we'll see how this kind of rolls into getting them back, and if they can kind of keep the momentum going.
We've got Leah Simakopoulos joining us now from the Dallas Morning News as we get you set for the Oilers and the Stars. Okay, you mentioned Ritzkovian, easy name to spell, even easier to pronounce. And then now we've got Arttu Huru.
Yeah.
What's going on with these names here? Tell us about him, Leah. What the hell?
It's they've got some tough names to spell, yes, some tough names to pronounce, but yeah, both just young guys. Huru is one of the, I guess, 5 Finns that they have on the team. So he was another player they talked about, just maybe making the roster out of camp, just not enough room for that, and they would have called him up earlier, but just didn't really have the opportunity for it, and getting his chance now. And that's kind of what this season has been for Dallas. Like guys like Alex Petrovic, Kyle Capobianco, a lot of guys who very well could have spent the whole season in the AHL have spent a lot of time in Dallas because of all the injuries, and have filled in better than they thought they would. And that's kind of why we're here right now.
We've got Michael Bunting and Tyler Myers that were added prior to the deadline. What's expected of them? And I know it's like a really small sample size, but what have they done so far in Dallas Stars Silks?
Yeah, they've only played like 2 games, I think, so far. So yeah. Small sample size, as you said, but they're just hoping for, more depth, kind of heavier guys. That was the goal. I mean, Tyler Myers is 6'8" and gonna play with Leon Bischel. So they're 6'7" and 6'8" right there, and kind of fun to watch the 2 of them. And Bunting has been playing with Ritzkovi and Adam Ernie, who I know spent some time with you guys in Edmonton. And again, just hoping for a more physical line than they've had in the past there. And again, it was their deadline approach was all about depth. And in the past, last year they go and get Mikko Rantanen. They go after skill, and I think they are pretty confident with guys like Rantanen and Robertson and Johnson and Hintz, and they just wanted more depth heading into the playoffs, and that's what they're hoping to get from them.
Leah, what's do you want to jump on? I got one follow up, but
yeah, I got one follow up. I was just
Okay,
going to say, you mentioned a few times that they were looking for a little bit more physicality, more depth. Is going out and getting those guys and trying to being that 1% better and having that physicality. Do they think that that's going to be potentially the difference between them getting out of the Western Conference and into the Stanley Cup final? Or is it the fact that, hey, they're so a really skilled hockey team, and that really at the end of the day is their bread and butter?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're hoping that is going to be the difference this year, because they've had the skill the last couple of years, and it's felt like the goal scoring and the special teams and all of that has just kind of dried up every year when they've met Edmonton. And they know that their path is going to be ridiculous in the playoffs, and they're probably going to play Minnesota, then Colorado, and then maybe it's Edmonton, maybe it's Vegas, maybe it's Anaheim. Who knows who's left at that point? But it's clear that they're going. I don't think that it's going to come down to who's more skilled, especially when you're playing Nathan McKinnon and Connor McDavid every single year. So whatever they've been doing the last 3 years hasn't really worked. So this feels like a bit of a different approach, and I think they're just, as I kind of said before, trying to push some different buttons and see what comes of it.
Hey, Leah, I know we've got to know you a little bit over the last couple of seasons, and you've been up here to Edmonton. I know you prefer Edmonton to Vegas, to Anaheim, to anywhere else in the Pacific Division. That is your spot in late May, early June, correct?
Sure. I love Edmonton. I love spending time in Edmonton. I don't love traveling from Dallas to Edmonton. And there was a period of time earlier in this season where it seemed like there would be no Canadian teams in the Western Conference playoff picture. And maybe that still happens, which for my own flight and travel plans, I would not complain about. But I do like coming to Edmonton each May, and it would feel very weird not making that trip this time of year. So we'll see.
And trust me, you're in good hands. We'll get you out to some spots that you'll be like, this is great. And I know that 1 year you had trouble getting to the airport. I know that was awful. I felt so bad when you finally made it down. Like, Leah, you made it. All right, we've got Leah Simakopoulos with us from the Dallas Morning News. This is something that I wanted to ask you. Like last week, Bellsy and I do a Saturday show called Hello Hockey, and I was like, we should get Leah on because this would be a great thing to talk about. But we have a couple minutes with you here. The Mavs and the Stars, and this battle over the AAC and what you would think is a good setup, downtown Dallas. You got a district around it. They built a bunch of hotels and condo buildings around it. Both teams want out. Both teams hate each other now. I thought that they were in a good harmony for a long time. What's going on?
Yeah, they definitely don't get along too well. The Mavs changed ownership a couple of years ago. Mark Cuban sold his majority stake in the team to the Adelson Dumont family out of Vegas. They own a bunch of casinos, hotels out in Vegas. And basically the new ownerships just have not been able to come to an agreement on what the future of the arena is going to look like. Mavs want to build a basketball-only arena. The Stars want to stay at AAC, and the Mavs don't. And basically it's all come down to the Mavs and Stars suing one another over the arena's future. They appeared in court on Friday for the first time. So it was kind of the first public appearance that we've seen. It was very petty, a lot of just jabs thrown between the two, the Stars calling the Mavericks the Las Vegas Mavericks, the big rumor that they might be moving. So just a lot of things like that. We're kind of waiting to see what the judge's opinion is going to be on what happened last week. And they're supposed to go to trial in May, right in the middle of the playoffs, which will be really fun to see. But yeah, basically past 2031, we don't really know what the future is going to be. And it's sad because I live right by the stadium here. It's an old building, but it's aged very gracefully.
Yeah.
There is a lot built around here, and the Stars are talking about moving to the suburbs. So it'd be really a shame to see AAC go vacant.
It's super nice. And you played for the Stars organization.
I did, yeah.
You smoked cigarettes in the locker room shower with Sergei Zubov.
Yeah, apparently I had a dart in my hand too.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting because I would ask this question, like, who actually owns the AAC? Because this has played out before. This happened in actually Houston.
Oh, wow.
And Houston and the Rockets, It was when they had the Galleria.
Arrows.
The Arrows.
And the
yeah,
Rockets.
the Arrows
When you
and the
played for the
Rockets.
Arrows?
Pre-me.
You. Okay.
The Arrows had a building in the Galleria area, and it actually is now turned into a mega church, which is craziness itself. But the Arrows owned that particular building, and the Rockets were the subtenant. And they didn't get treated great. And then when they ended up going to the Toyota Center, the Rockets ended up owning it, and the Arrows were the subtenant. And well, guess what? We don't see the Arrows anymore because we weren't treated very good.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked the question of, well, who owns that particular building? Because you could see a little bit of like
flexing,
flexing when it comes to that. Because we couldn't even practice at times. Like there was certain dates where they're like, you know what? Okay, we'll allow you guys to practice and have a pregame skate today at the building. But most times we had to stay down in Sugarland and practice at our practice facility.
Wow.
That's interesting because so the city of Dallas owns the building and the land, and the Stars and the Mavericks basically lease it together. They are co-operated. They cooperate the company, Center Operating Company, which leases the space from the city. So this whole legal battle has been over who should have dominant control of that company, and the Mavericks are trying to control Center Operating Company and therefore the arena. So they're pretty much fighting over exactly that right now.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I love drama, so I've been watching from afar, and I like getting the scoop from you. Let's bring it back to tonight's game. One last one for you. Leah, what do you think happens in this game? Are we going to be seeing a lot of goals? Is Dallas ready to kind of do what they did to the Oilers in November where they smacked them 8-3? What's your take on tonight?
Yeah, that's been kind of the case lately for Dallas. Besides their last game the other night, it's been a lot of goals. It's been 4, 5, 6 goals a night. So if they keep that up, I think you can expect more of it. And I don't know, it seems like they're rolling right now. So I'm gonna keep picking them until they lose, at least for a little while here. Their only loss was in a shootout to Colorado in the last month and a half. So it's looking pretty good for them right now.
Hey, are you doing March Madness right now?
I am. I'm doing a little bit of both. We've got SMU basketball might be making the tournament. So.
All right. What's that like covering basketball and juggling the two?
It's a lot. Tonight I'll be covering my 7th game in 9 nights between hockey and basketball. So it's been exhausting, but it's a fun time of year.
Leah, that's why you're the best, and we thank you for your time and for gossiping about arenas and teams hating each other. It's always the best having you on. Thank you, and hopefully see you soon.
Hopefully I'll see you in the playoffs.
Yes, we're waiting for you, Leah. We've got all the places in the city to take you to and be like, it's nice. It's nice. It's really nice.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you, Leah. There you go. Leah Simakopoulos, Dallas Morning News. Great stuff from her always, and we appreciate her jumping on this evening. 7 straight days in the last, or 7 games in the last 9 days.
That's a lot.
Yeah, she's a busy lady, and we thank her for her time. All right, Benny, anything that Leah said that stands out to you?
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but the 12-0-1 shootout loss to Colorado is the only loss you got in your last 13. Oh boy, that is tough business there. And then the whole, I'm also a little bit of a drama queen with you too. I love gossiping about the drama. So all the stuff going on between the Stars and the Mavs, man. It sounds like they're gonna be going at it during playoff season for the Stars too.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that is. I can't imagine if you're the Stars owner going like, you just had Mark Cuban, who seems like a good guy and seems like he's good to cooperate with and all that.
Yeah.
So now you're having some prick just like being all stingy about what he wants for his arena. Yeah, that's tough news there for Stars fans. But
it's the same ownership group that got rid of Luka and said it was a good idea.
Yeah.
It is.
Something's wrong up there. I'll tell you that. Something's wrong.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
And they still get bailed out with Cooper Flag. So BS.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Anyway, there's some good insight there on the Stars and the Mavericks drama, and then a little look into how Dallas has put together a hell of a season and a great stretch recently. Big thank you to Leah. She is fantastic. Follow her on social media. She'll get you up to speed on anything going on with SMU. She does football and basketball, and then the Dallas Stars. Great beat reporter and a friend of the program. All right. I want to get to this one from Hontorio Momes.
Sure.
Hontorio Momes texting 780-218-9999. Hontorio Momes said, I think Colorado and Dallas are soft, and once the temperature picks up, it'll be hard for them to continue with their normal success. Minnesota is the team that I would not want to face. What say you, fellas? That's an interesting point by Hontorio Momes.
It's a great discussion. I think that, well, we just heard it. Dallas went out of their way to try to get bigger and more physical.
Yeah.
Colorado has gone out and gotten a little bit more physical. Like, Kadri is a skill guy.
But he plays
hard. He's a rat. He plays the right way. And they've gone out and they've done the same thing. And it's not like they're going to be pushovers.
No.
Like, they have a little snarl to their game. So do I disagree with the point? Not necessarily. But if I'm Minnesota and I'm playing against Dallas, and there's obviously matchups that are very hard. And what we've seen for, let's say, the better part of 3 years is that the hardest matchups are the more physical teams for the Oilers. We've seen that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not disagreeing with that take at all. But at the exact same time, like, I don't know, man. Colorado in a best of 7. Ooh.
There's a lot of skill there. A lot of skill.
They can beat you all kinds of ways.
I get tired of watching that game. Like, that game was so fast. It was so high skilled.
Ridiculous.
There was some physicality to it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just a high paced game. And by the time you get to 5, you're like, man, I can't keep up with these guys.
Yeah. That's a great point by Hontorio Momes, because I remember looking back at those 2 series and going like, and watching the Oilers win them and go, Dallas wasn't as physical as I thought they would be. Like, they have Jamie Benn and they had Mason Marchment for those runs, and like there were some guys that like threw around their weight a little bit, B-Shell on the back end, but like it felt like the Oilers were the more physical team, and so I think it was the same time it was pretty bad for the Oilers though, because they would come off of playing a Dallas Stars team that you thought would be more physical, but they weren't, to go and playing the most physical team in the NHL in the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup final, back-to-back years. Like, that team is the definition of aggressive, in-your-face, like, just full-blown hatred hockey is the Florida Panthers. Like, it is... And that's been their identity, and that's won them 2 Stanley Cups now, right? So I think a lot of teams are trying to build that team, but it's hard to have that when, you're... The Sam Bennett's and the Matthew Tkachuk's and the Marchands are the best in the world at it. So it's hard to remake that Florida team. If you look at Minnesota, that 4th line of Trennan, McCarron, Nick Foligno, they have Marcus Foligno. Like, those are some big boys. On the back end, you got Middleton. Like there's some big boys over in Minnesota. So I see his point there. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, but can they skate with the other teams?
Yeah.
So the one difference is when you looked at the Oilers and having to go match up against Florida could skate.
Yeah.
So not only could they skate, but they could beat you up. So when you look at the matchups that the Oilers have had in the last few years, like, hey, Dallas wasn't as physical as them. They could skate, but that's a perfect matchup for the Oilers because now we're the more physical team and we could skate with you. Right. So that was kind of the one thing where I'm like, I look at that lineup and I go, okay, yeah, you're right. Minnesota is a very hard matchup because there's some big physical players. But my question is, can they skate with the Oilers?
Yeah.
This version of the Oilers, they can move.
And
we did accuse them of being slow at times earlier in the season, by the way. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry,
for
buddy.
sure. And for Dallas, they go and they pick up Michael Bunting, who's like physical, but not like he's not doing a whole lot with the size.
He's a thorn in the side. That's how he plays.
Yes. And then Tyler Myers on the back end. I guess Reed and I have the same take on this, even though we never discussed it before doing a segment with him. I think Tyler Myers is one of the softest 6'8" players in the NHL. Personally, I don't think he is any. Like, he doesn't use his size for his fit, like for a physicality standpoint. He uses his size as a longer reach to grab pucks and stuff. And he'll throw his weight around here and there. I don't know. I might get proven wrong tonight. Who knows? Maybe he goes and lays out 3 guys, and all of a sudden I'm talking about how physical Tyler Myers is. But every time I've watched him, I'm going like, you're 6'8", you're a giraffe. Go like go murder some guys, and he just doesn't do it. So I don't know.
Well, giraffes don't murder, so there's that.
Yeah.
That's what
All they
lions.
know
That's
is
You know
love.
what I'm
lions
saying?
do.
He's a giant. Go stomp on some guys. He doesn't do it.
I know what
we'll
you're
see.
saying. It's almost like guys like that are so big that they inadvertently hurt
Yeah.
players on the other team.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Chara was mean.
Yeah.
Chara was really mean when
He was very mean.
Yeah.
He's the guy that you're like, I don't even want to be near this guy.
I am not going to even go anywhere near him. Let's go to Stu via the inbox. So we'll go for a few more minutes here because the game's at 6:05 our time, or 6:08, I should say. Stu texting in says, "Hey, gents, I'm wondering what your take is on Tristan Jarry heading into the playoffs, hopefully in parentheses. If his play falters and he doesn't give the Oilers quality starts, can you see Pickard entering the picture again, or has that ship sailed? Cheers, Stu." Go ahead, Belsey.
I mean, I don't know if I can see him entering the picture again. I love Picks. I think when he was here, he did a great job. But I don't know. Like, the natural thing, obviously, is if somebody gets hurt and he's out for a while, then yes, he's probably the guy to get called up. But what does that do at the end of the day?
I think he's going to be here in the play. Well, depending on how the Condors do in the playoffs.
Yeah, you think it'd be the third string goaltender?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, like, say Ingram was hurt.
Yep.
You'd call up Pickard, and then you obviously
But
have to
Pickard
fit in
have
the
to go
cap.
through waivers?
He already cleared.
No, but to go back down. After he gets called up,
Here's
he'd
the
have to
thing:
get back down,
as long
right?
as you're cap compliant, there's no limit on your roster anymore.
Oh, okay.
And you also have emergency recalls available.
Okay, then that changes my opinion.
As well. So
Yeah,
I'm not saying no completely to him. The intent is obviously for them to ride with Jarry and Ingram. But if like Stu asked, if Jarry falters, like if his game is so bad, it's like we can't trust this guy. I personally think the Oilers would be open to Pickard.
Yeah. Okay, but what does that mean? If his
Well, it means you have zero faith in Jarry because his
far.
game is tanked so bad. That's an if. That's a hypothetical. That's hopefully we're talking today, guys, about Jarry building off a solid 20-36 against Colorado and getting that confidence back and incrementally in small steps. If he pulls it off today, that's huge. If he doesn't, I feel like the conversation could be like, oh my God, he let in 5 on 17 shots. Is he back to where he was a week ago when we had no faith in him? I think that conversation will happen.
That much more faith in Pickard?
I
would.
I think people do. Yeah, I'm with them.
He was 7-1 in the playoffs. Yeah,
he's had to come into the playoffs 2 straight times. Like, imagine if he has to come in for a third. Like, that is ridiculous.
But guess what, guys? He's not even in the league. And
I know.
This is my boy.
But if
he's
Jarry's that bad,
so what are we talking about?
I could see a possibility. I mean, he's been unreliable, I guess, in a way. Throw him in if stuff hits the fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
at the end of the day, he's gonna get called up anyway.
Yeah,
because he's gonna be a black ace, so he's gonna be here.
Yeah. Weird G via the nasty chat says Jarry and Pickard seem interchangeable. Just give them a Picari jersey. Or Picari if you want. Yeah. 83 runner says Vegas won with Hill.
Don't do it.
Wasn't he their 6th goaltender? I'm not saying the other one.
Thank
you. He was. I mean, there was in that playoffs they had Brossois, Jonathan Quick, Logan Thomson was hurt.
Yeah.
Aiden Hill was hurt. They had Robin Leonard kicking around, but he was on the outs.
Yeah.
And then they also used Yuri Patera at some point.
Wasn't Hill out till like 4:00 in the morning?
I don't know.
The day that he ended up playing.
I don't know. I could ask him, but I don't know.
Oh, did I let the bag out?
The cat out of the bag.
Cat out of the bag.
You might have. I don't know.
Yeah, I might have, actually.
I don't know. I cannot confirm anything.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah. All right,
he
boys.
was out till 4.
Norm in the combine via the combine crew in the text line says, I am not responsible for the crew tonight. They're all showing up behind us here. We're going to have a great time at Boston Pizza 170th. Can you grab that grand prize again?
And I'm tired, so I'm not responsible for what comes up.
You don't care. You don't give a right now. All right, so here's our grand prize here at BP 170th. If you have nothing to do for the game and want to come join us, take advantage of game day specials. Lots of prizes.
Nice. Look at that.
Yeah, the hood has like
This is
Molson
Oil
and
Country right
Oilers,
here.
Oil Country. So this is a grand prize, one of those like 90s throwback pullover coats, starter jacket type of thing. And then we've got a bunch of Team Canada T-shirts from Molson. We've got some Wiser stuff. Yeah, they got the Molson on the side. It's nice and subtle. It's good.
It's nice.
And then a bunch of $25 GCs to BP 170th. $5 off medium pizzas. $1 off tankards of Molson and Coors. And a bunch of great people to watch the game with. Huge TVs everywhere. And we're going to be down here all night long. Benny's coming down as well. That does it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. A big thank you to Leah Simakopoulos from the Dallas Morning News, giving us the scoop on the Stars and the Mavericks a little bit. Crazy stuff. You and Zubov smoking cigarettes in the locker room, hey?
Darts.
Darts. Don't do darts, kids. All right, we'll see what happens. Tristan Jarry in goal for the Oilers. You've got Jake Ottinger for the Dallas Stars. A little bit banged up, but they are 12-0-1 in their last 13. The Oilers looking for another huge victory against one of the best in the league. For Bellsy and Benny, I'm Tommy saying enjoy the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show. Ciao for now.